Hey everyone, it's Marshall Mallow and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to actually be doing something that I haven't seen on YouTube like at all. I don't know if the videos are just not as popular or if maybe I'm not looking up the right things to find these types of videos, but today I am going to be doing a introverted tag. You know, like introvert versus extrovert, but just an introvert tag. Recently, being in college for almost a year now, I have come to realize just how introverted I am. For today's video, since I couldn't find like an official tag or a list of questions anywhere, I am actually going to be answering questions I found on a BuzzFeed quiz. And the BuzzFeed quiz is actually, let's see right here, it is called, Are You Actually an Introvert? Depending on how many of these I answer yes to determines on how much of an introvert I am, I guess. If you guys would like to play along as well, I'll be sure to link this quiz down in the description box below so you guys can try this for yourselves. Do people call you antisocial all the time? No, people don't actually ever really call me antisocial. I don't think that's ever been used to describe me. Do people convince you to try to be more outgoing? Again, I don't think that's ever been directly asked to me. I feel like I can be more outgoing, but me just being naturally shy, I feel as though that I only really become outgoing when I'm in a comfortable setting with enough people that I know of. Have you ever been asked if you're okay, or whatever okay means? Yeah, I've been asked if I'm okay, like if someone says, are you okay? But usually that's when I am upset, or I'm just going through a rough patch, or if there's something evident on my facial expression showing that I am not happy at the moment. That is when people ask if I am okay. But I feel like everyone gets asked if you're okay. BuzzFeed isn't really linking this to a certain situation, so it's kind of vague. But yeah, I've been asked if I'm okay. Does everyone ask you what you're thinking about? I wouldn't say everyone, but people have asked me what am I thinking about, or what I'm pondering, or why am I looking so fiercely into the distance, what am I thinking so hard about? So yeah, I guess I could say that because I've been asked it a couple times, but again, I wouldn't say that everybody has asked me that, but I definitely have been asked. Funny story to actually go along with that, I was actually just at a 10-hour conference 2 weekends ago, and at that conference, I remember clearly I was in the second row of the auditorium, and I was zoning out hardcore, and I don't mean that in a total negative way to say like I zone out all the time. I was just not in the mood. It was like a 10-hour conference. We were into like, I don't even want to know, like the 7th hour of the conference. I was so exhausted. I was zoning out, but people have different like resting faces. Like there's the resting bee face. I don't really want to say the word, but the resting bee face. That is like the most common one. Me, when I zone out, I apparently look like I am in very deep thought and I am contemplating what the person is saying. During this 10-hour conference, people thought I was just so into what they were talking about, but in actuality, I was very zoned out and very confused, but apparently I have a resting deep contemplation face, so I do get asked if I am in what I am thinking about because it looks like I'm in deep thought almost all the time. Do you mentally prepare yourself before answering phone calls? Yes, I do. I know. I'm one of those people who I'll get a phone call from a doctor or a stores associate or even just a random number, and I will be terrified to answer the phone because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm terrified to answer the phone. It's literally just another human being trying to reach out to me, but I don't know what is so terrifying about answering calls. I feel like I might mess up or I might not. Oh no, I do know why I'm so terrified of answering phone calls. Like, I don't know if it's just my phone, but I find that listening to phone calls and not being able to see people's lips or their body movement, I find it really hard to understand people on the phone. I don't know what emotions they have. I don't know exactly what they're saying. I may misinterpret what they're saying. Oh my gosh, it just goes so wrong so quickly if I don't completely understand what people are saying. And that is why I really, really like FaceTime calls, because then I can see the person, I can see what they're feeling, I can see their body language, and I can read their lips, which helps me understand them a whole lot better. Do you always text instead of call? I do mostly text, but again, like I said before, I definitely prefer FaceTime calling. If it's a phone call, I'd rather not. I'd rather text over a phone call, but FaceTime way over a text message any day. Do you hate being in elevators with other people? Not necessarily. It doesn't really bother me. If it's a long elevator ride, maybe, but I've never been on an elevator lift long enough for me to dislike being in an elevator with someone. Do you actively not ask any more questions in the doctor's office just to leave earlier? I guess you could say that, yeah. I personally don't even like doctors in general or doctor offices. I've just had a bad experience with doctors' offices in the past that I just have this general fear of going to the doctor and being in a doctor's office. Other than that, though, I am genuinely concerned about my health whenever I go to the doctor, so I do ask questions, but I feel as though my paranoia gets a hold of me more than that and causes me to not ask particular questions just so I can leave earlier. So yeah, I will avoid asking some questions just to leave earlier from a doctor's office. Do you stare at the ground to purposefully pretend you didn't see someone approaching you? Oh my gosh, I do that all the time. Even if it's someone I know, I just get so awkward. I have to look at my phone when I'm passing them. I have to pretend I didn't see them. I have to look at the ground. I have to pretend I'm doing something with my hair or my backpack just so that I don't have to acknowledge them. If they acknowledge me, then yes, I will talk to them. I will engage with them, but I just don't want to be the person who initiates it. Oh my gosh, I sound like such a terrible human being, but yeah, if I see someone I know, I'll automatically go on my phone because I just don't want to interact with anyone. Is your bag actually 80% books so that you can always have something to do instead of talking to people? Okay, my backpack has a lot of books in it just when I'm going to the library or when I'm going to class. It's not always filled with books. If I'm going out in the town, my bag literally only has my phone and wallet and keys in it. So no, I definitely, when I'm in a public situation, not intended to do work and not intended to study, heck no, I will definitely engage with people and interact with people. Is your bed your favorite place in the world? Well, I'm sitting on my bed right now. That's where I film my YouTube videos. But in the mornings and in the evenings, bed is heaven. Just because it's where I sleep and where I find rest. But during the day, my bed is off limits because I need to do work. I need to go to class. I need to talk to people. So my bed is only my favorite place in the mornings and the evenings or when I'm sick. But would you be happy never hearing another person's voice all weekend? No. I love people, and even though I consider myself introverted, I definitely need to engage with people. If I don't engage with at least one person over the weekend, I feel drained from not engaging in people. I need like a balance between engaging and not engaging with people. I know that sounds really weird coming from an introvert, but yes, I do feel the need to socially interact with people. I can't go a whole day even without interacting with someone and not going crazy. Do you eat a meal that isn't right because you don't want to have to talk to the waiter about what is wrong? Yeah. Is daydreaming your favorite hobby? Daydreaming is one of my favorite hobbies, but it is not at the top of the list because I am a very work-oriented person and I feel like I don't have enough time in the day to daydream, so. Have you gone to the movies by yourself? I actually have not, and I've been wanting to. I know that sounds really sad, but I think going to a movie by yourself in a theater is actually a very riveting experience, it sounds like. Just being able to sit there and immerse yourself in the film and not care about your friend sitting next to you or anyone else really, because you're by yourself and all that matters is who you are in that moment. And I find that I might pay attention to a movie more if I'm in the theater by myself. Don't get me wrong, I love going to movies with people, but I feel like watching a movie itself isn't a very social experience, so going by yourself wouldn't be that much different than going with a friend, because no one really talks during a movie in the movie theaters, unless you're that kind of person who talks during a movie in the movie theaters. You know who I'm talking to. Would you never ever go on a trip with a tour group? You see, I feel like going with a tour group might take away from the experience, in my opinion. I know tour groups can get you to some places that you probably couldn't get to by yourself, but at the same time, I really like the idea of investigating places and exploring places that I've never been before by myself, and being able to envelop myself in that experience by myself. I know this is gonna sound weird, but my biggest dream, well, one of my biggest dreams, is to travel abroad by myself. And in that traveling by myself, I want to go on a journey of self-discovery and learn who I am in this world and what my purpose is. And just explore the world through that and see the beauty in nature and everywhere in the world. I don't know. I am just so dreamy today, aren't I? Oh my gosh, that sounds so surreal to me. Do people ask you stupid things like if you're worried of dying alone? I don't think that's actually a stupid question. I don't know why BuzzFeed phrased it like that. I don't think worrying about dying alone is a stupid question at all. One of my biggest fears is loneliness, and being in college, I have realized how much loneliness affects me in being away from everything I call home and familiar to me. So I could see that being a pretty big thing, but no one has ever asked me if I am afraid of dying alone, but it is something I think about. I have been afraid to die alone, but I don't think it's a stupid question, so I don't know why BuzzFeed called it a stupid question. Okay, you guys, there are so many more questions to this tag. There's a lot more than I thought, so I'm actually going to end this right here because I feel like I've talked a lot already, and I don't think I can do much more without this video turning into like an hour-long video. So, with that being said, if you guys would like to see a part 2 to this video, comment down below, because if you guys want it, I'll do it. If this interested you, heck yeah, I'll do more of it. So, let me know if you'd like to see a part 2 of this. The link to this quiz will still be down below, so you guys can reference this for yourselves and see just how many questions BuzzFeed has put up for this quiz. Anyways, you guys, that is all I have for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Even though I was alone most of those trips that I went on, they told me a lot about myself. I would spend 3 to 5 hours at a given time just by myself out in the world. I will go, I'll walk